Say.
Hi guys, Happy New Year.
Say, it's almost 20.
It's almost 2021. Tomorrow is Happy the New Year's.
Say, have a great New Year.
Have a great New Year. One time I buy cupcakes and then pass them out to you guys.
That's a lot of cupcakes. Okay, say bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, I'm Leanne and this is my channel, SmallTownStitches. And today we're gonna do our WIP Parade as promised. So if you are new, welcome. I hope you enjoy what you see. And if you are one of my loyal returning subscribers, I'm so glad that you came to hang back out with me. Most of these you have seen in yesterday's floss tube video because I did an end of December wrap up. But there are a couple that I didn't stitch on in December. So we're gonna go through them all today. I did a quick count before starting. I have 14 WIPs and I will be starting one tomorrow for my New Year's new start. Now, something about me, I do not have as many WIPs as a lot of cross stitchers. One, I try to hit every project that I have monthly. Two, too many projects give me anxiety because I want to work on them and then I start freaking out because I can't work on them instead of actually working on them. But three, I can't just stitch on one thing at a time because I will get really bored with it really fast. So let's dive into some WIPs. So we're going to do the non-full coverage projects first. So let's get to it. I did some work on this last night. It will not be done by the end of 2020 like I was hoping, but it should be done in January of 2021. So, and that is my Linen and Threads 2020 sampler, which is this project right here. So as you can see, if you watched my yesterday's video, I finished this block and started this one, which is going to be a little bit different. I decided in mine, let me show you. If you have seen everybody else's, because let's face it, we're done. This is what it's gonna look like when it's completed. The darker ones were December's blocks. I, however, for right now, am omitting the little ones in the corner and I'm gonna stitch it as is without it. As you can see, I've also taken out all of the initials or lettering throughout the entire project as well. Now, why? Why am I omitting that? Because in my mind, more so on this side, it's really cluttered. As you can see, it's super, super close. So I'm gonna see what it looks like without it. I asked my husband for his opinion as well. He recommended taking all 4 of those out, seeing what it looks like, and then we can make the decision to go from there. And I agreed with him. So that is what I will be doing. This is where it is now. All I have to do is finish this giant motif and then it will be finished. So this is more likely gonna be my first finish in 2021. The fabric is a rust colored Ada from To Dye for Fabrics. Just looks like this. I'll have extra left over. And my thread is DMC 3823. That's the only thread I used for this entire project. So I will try to link that below, so that way I'll just link To Dye for Fabrics below. And I will also link the Linen and Threads below as well. Just because the 2020 sampler, if you stitched it when it came out, is coming to a close, that doesn't mean you can't get it. You can go back and get all past ones as well. All right, next we have Desert Dawn by Carolyn Manning. This is a more recent start for me. I am doing this as a stitch along with with Stacy, the 911 Stitcher. I will link Stacy's floss tube below as well as her Facebook group. I had this kitted up because it was one I was wanting to do, and Stacy decided to start a Carolyn Manning sale to stitch on any Carolyn Manning design that you wanted to. Well, why not? I already had one ready. This is where this one is ending this year. Like I said, I think I only worked on it for 2 months. I only did $4.80 for each month, so not too bad. This right here is the end of page 1 as far as the width goes, so. But that's it. I'm stitching this on a 20 count Aida, just a 20 count white Aida with all the called for DMC that is charted. So I had to substitute a couple. I think I had to grab a green just from my stash. I did. I don't remember what I had to substitute out, but I grabbed Eve Sleeves by Classic Colorworks. Excuse me. So my color palette is right here for the entire project. So that is project number 2. Project number 3. These are my Shannon Christine ornaments. It was part of a club that you could join. The club's done now, but you can buy the charts minus the bonus charts that she released in her group on her page. I will link Shannon Christine's website below as well. So we are ending 2020 with August done, the charts of September done, and I started the bonus chart. So this is where we're ending 2020 on this one. I'm stitching this on an 18 count Mummy by Bestitch Me. Most of them should fit on this fabric. Not all of them will. I am stitching them, some with the called for threads, some not. I subbed out quite a bit in this one. Let me grab them. Since we're doing a WIP count, we're going to talk about all this stuff. So, let's see. Instead of Krynic, they called for 0202 Krynic. I chose to do Petite Treasure Braid, and I did, it's PB 26 is what I chose to do, so I'm using that instead of my Krynic. For my white, instead of B5200, I am using Sulky in the color 1001, which is just white. And then the only other thing I changed out were my browns. Instead of 434, I am using Black Walnut by Coloring Cotton, which is this one. It's kind of ratty looking right now, I apologize. And the darker DMC, I don't remember what it is because it doesn't call for it on this exact pattern. Let me look. The other one was 435, and I chose to use Coloring Cotton Dark Truffle. So all I did is I darkened the browns. I wasn't too keen on the browns that were chosen, so I just darkened them up. Those are the only changes I made. The browns, I just subbed Petite Treasure Braid instead of Krynic, and white. I do like working with Sulky. I do, so far. So, that was project 3. Project 4. My Long Dog Sampler, and I am doing crossword. Super enjoying this piece. It is a 6-page piece. I am on page 5, and I am about a third, I would say, of the way done on page 5. And this is what crossword looks like at the end of 2020. So, this is stitched on an unnamed Coloring Cotton. Angela didn't used to name a lot of her pieces. I'm using Gentle Arts Otter Creek. Woo! That's a brain book. So, I like this piece. I'm very excited to get this done. I'll have extra fabric left over, so yeah, that's the end of that one. I'm gonna have to do some framing next year. So I frame most of my pieces. Generally, I buy my frames through like, for my big pieces for like American Frame and just do them myself. It's just easier, cheaper, but I still get custom frames. So, all right, let's see what this one is. Oh yes, so this is Frozen by NonFull. I'll insert a picture of what this will look like when it's done. I have to look at the thing. I'll show you guys. So this is the breakdown. This is how it comes. It is 12 pages long. I am on down here. So after this page I'm working on, I only have 2 more. And the end page is super, super easy. You can't stitch off this. That's broken down afterwards, but so I only have 2 more pages when I'm done. I think I misspoke in my video yesterday and said 3 when I was finished, but it's not. But this is where this one is now. My pieces are a little bit wrinkled from yesterday because I had to put everything away. And I had a couple minutes, so I figured I would jump up and film. So loving this one. My daughter is very much looking forward to this being done and starting the next one, as she says. As of now, it is Brave. We will see when the time comes if she still wants that or if she's going to pick something else for Mom to stitch. Problem with stitching something for your children and they know about it is they expect that to be the only thing you stitch on. But that will most likely be done this year as well. So far on my pieces that we're looking for, I would like to finish the ornaments. Crossword should be done. The 2020 linen and thread sampler will be done, so will Frozen. So out of the 5 projects we discussed, 4 of them should be done in 2021. And some new starts that are going to have to happen. This is another one that should be done this year. So this is Glennon Place's Monster March. I'm doing this one. I am currently on the werewolf, which means after this, I have 1 monster left to do. What? This is where I'm ending on this one. I have to finish the werewolf. 1 more, the mummy gets done. I have to finish the words and then finish the border on the bottom and up the side like this so it matches. And then this one will be done too. So I am pushing for a finish on a lot of my pieces for 2021, which is really exciting. And I haven't had to kit up a lot of pieces in a while. It's kind of odd too, in a way. This one is a 18 count from To Die For Fabrics as well. I don't remember if it was called Gray Tan or Gray Tan 2. She doesn't name a lot of her projects, fabric, excuse me. And all my floss is the called for flosses that are charted for this color breakdown. All right. Next up, oh, this is my one that's really edging towards a finish, even though I just started it. So this is my ink circles piece. I am loving this. This as well is a 6-page piece. I have just started page 6, the last one. And I'm stitching this on an ice dyed fabric from To Die For Fabrics with DMC 550 as my floss. Here's where this piece is. I sure didn't leave myself much of a margin over here. So that'll be where it comes in handy to frame yourself, because that's where we're at. All we have to do is page 6 and we are finished. And I am so excited to frame this. I think it's just going to look very pretty on the wall. And no, it does not match anything in my house, so it will be a craft room piece. So super, super excited about that one. All right. I have not worked on this next one in quite a while. So, speaking of linen and threads, I decided to work on the 2017 sampler. I'm pretty sure I started the 2017 sampler before I started the 2020. Or around the same time. I'm not exactly sure there. But I have made a lot of changes to this piece. So much so, I actually am going to insert a picture of what I chose to do. I have made the choice to cut out half of this project. And I do not feel sorry whatsoever. This is where we are ending 2020 with it. Had I done that before, just my personal preference, I probably would have started it with this band here and just done these and omitted the birds. But I didn't make that choice until I was down here. So we gotta finish this one and then I think we can move on. This is stitched on an 18 count vintage country mocha, as well as I am using Galactic Floss by Coloring Cotton. So, excited about that. I would like to say that will be done in 2021, but I don't know. I will also, I'm just going to list, instead of linking it to the 2020 sampler or the 2017, I'm just going to link Linen and Threads below. When you go on their website, on the left-hand side, I believe, you can pick 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. You can pick which ones you want. You just click on the month that's there and you can print it or save it, however you want to do it. You do you. Okay. Next up is a new start from this year, Merry Noel by Sue Hillis Designs. This one I am stitching with Bleeding Hearts by Threadworks, and I am stitching it on an 18 count opalescent, but it's white flecked throughout instead of the silver or gold. This is where this one is at the end of 2020. So I'm super excited to see progress on this piece. I'm hoping this will be a finish as well in 2021 because I have already promised this piece out to a friend. So I'm excited. I think the next band is halfway-ish. So yeah, I'm excited. All right, and then my last of my non-full coverage is my Quaker Christmas by Bygone Stitches. This is stitched on Heartland by Picture This Plus, an 18 count. And then my brown is a unnamed by To Die For Fabrics. My red is Scarlet Orange from Victorian Motto. And then my golden color is Golden Ale by Coloring Cotton. So there are my flosses for this piece. And here we are ending this one on this year. This is as wide as the piece will be, and then I have another row to do underneath. It's a 4-page piece. It's landscape format, so it's why, but yeah, we are almost halfway done. So just heard that. All right, so let's talk full coverage projects now. Let's bring out the bad boys. This one is, I'm going to insert a picture of it, is Halloween Night by Tilton Crafts. If it is still available, I will link it below. This is where we are ending 2020 on this one. So we've done page 1, page 2, page whatever. I went down. This is the start of another page, and this is actually the end of the piece. This is as officially as tall as it will be. So I have done three and a half pages, just over 3.5 pages on this piece so far. So yay! I love this piece. The detail in the tree is really starting to pop. This is a giant tree right here, and then you'll start getting into the other stuff, the gravestone, stuff like that. So very excited. I have a big love of full coverage projects that has become very apparent this year. All right. Next is a newer-ish start as well. This is Minnie Lakeside from Hade. It's charted by Hade. Artwork is by Donna Gelsinger. I will list this one and link it below. It should be available because I just bought it not too long ago. But this is where we are ending 2020 with on this one. Almost 4 rows done. So each row is over 700 stitches, I believe. So yes, I forgot to say this one is a 20 count. I don't remember if Halloween night is an 18 or a 20. I want to say it's a 20, but I'm not positive. And of course, they're full coverage, so it's all the called for glosses. All right. This one is Cigar Box by Tilton & Crafts. This is what it will look like when it is done. It will be linked below if it is still available. This is where we are at on this one. I want to say this is 3 or 4 rows done on page 1. So many browns on this. I love this piece, but it's one of those that there's not enough variation, so we'll see. I'll either do 1 or 2 rows at a time on it. My husband does know about this piece. He's excited to get it eventually. It's not that large of a project considering some of my other ones, but it's not tiny still either. This one, my last project that we are going to discuss, is the fan favorite of everybody. This seems to be everyone's favorite full coverage project. This is what this will look like when it is completed. It is Minnie Hometown Hero Firefighter by Donna Gelsinger, charted by Hade. I will link it below. I'm pretty positive this one is still available. Row 1 is complete. I have finished 4 pages. I have 3 rows to go, 12 more pages to go. This is where we're ending this one. So yes, this will be my piece for the 21 and 21. For those who don't know, it is a group on Full Coverage Fanatics. I will try to link them below as well as on Facebook. So we had a goal this year to stitch 20 and 20, 20,000 stitches on one project in 2020. I 100% was able to do it. So I'm going to insert a picture of where this piece was when I started the 20 and 20 challenge from Full Coverage Fanatics right here. And this is where we are ending it. Isn't it amazing sometimes when you give yourself a goal and make yourself achieve it? I love it. So I'm hoping with the 20 and 21, maybe we can push out another 4 next year. Maybe we'll have 8 done. So loving this, super excited. It is still a secret piece for my husband. We'll see if it stays that way until I can give it to him. That will be pretty exciting in my book. So those are all 14 of my pieces. I am starting a new project for 2021, my new day, new start. And it is going to be another full coverage. We are starting The Realm of Middle Earth by Tilton & Crafts. It's huge. So I always stitch 18 or 20 count. I chose a 25 count, and it's gonna be massive. It's not joking when it says tapestry size. It's still gonna be, I didn't measure it. I probably don't wanna measure it because then I'm gonna freak out. So, my husband did buy me the stand I told you about in my floss tube update. We put it together today. I'm gonna insert a picture of it here. It will definitely come in handy stitching on this, and I'm so excited. I'm very excited. So I did say I'm going to stitch on this instead of full coverage or full crosses. I'm going to do a half cross. So the thing with that is, in order to count it as, like, my acrostic is 480 stitches or 1200 stitches. Technically a half cross isn't a full stitch, so you have to double that. So instead of doing 1200 stitches on a project, you technically have to do 2400 because you're only doing half of the leg of the cross stitch. So we will see how it goes. I'm not gonna burden myself out. The goal is 1200 stitches on that project a month because it is so large. Even if I did 2400 stitches, that would still equal to 1 page every 2 months. So 6 pages a year. There's a ton of pages. A ton. It's humongous. So we'll see. The goal is to just have fun and stitch. So, like I said, I don't know, I'm gonna count. There's a bunch of my projects that are gearing up to being done in 2020. There's also a bunch that I would like to start. For example, I have the prairie schooler months. I would love to start these this year so I can actually use them, but I like the bigger ones, so I can't finish them all in 1 month. So we'll see. I may start subbing them in, doing one at a time as some stuff starts ending. Other things I want to start. I have the Twisted Band Sampler. I'll insert a picture of it here. I'm doing all mine in dark colors because that's just me. I don't do bright colors like that. So this is what I have so far. I'd like to get a dark red. I think that would be really pretty to add. But I'm also doing it on, I think it's Stormy Night, Storm Cloud, something. I don't know. It's a printed. So this is what I'm going to do that on. I'm excited for that. That is to be done, started maybe this year. I have a bunch. This is a huge start for me soon that I want to do. And that is the Prairie Life Sampler, which is for the Little House on the Prairie. It says, the real things haven't changed. It is still best to be honest and truthful, to be happy with simple pleasures and have courage when things go wrong. I will be stitching this minus these motifs. It has a lot of importance. We have pause fiddle, you know, we have a needle and thread, initials, scissors. I don't know why the scissors really tie into there. We got a bucket, you know, for the milking of the cows. So maybe I'll just do like pause fiddle and some things below, or maybe I'll do pause fiddle and my initials. I don't know. I'm not going to do all the little motifs though. I did buy the called for flosses in here, and I just picked out a random piece that was in my stash. I did buy this from, she has an eBay shop as well as a Facebook group, Oksana. Looks like that. I will list this below. I liked it because it was kind of like a parchment-y style. That is one I would absolutely love to start. I will have a Shannon Christine start. Looks like Tiffin Stitches are going to be doing a stitch along together. Just a Shannon Christine stitch along. We don't know when we're doing that yet though. I have the stuff to stitch, the fabric and the sulky that I have to stitch Pandemic. I'm not gonna lie, after seeing everybody stitch theirs, my interest in it has kind of dwindled. I don't know. I have the pattern, I have that, maybe I'll stitch another long dog or something in its place. I also would like to stitch this ink circles. And I have some 2x4 floss picked out, and I'm just going to stitch this on a brown. So that one won't be getting started until I at least finish the other one. Who knows? Just some things I have right here to grab. We are not going through everything I have kitted up though, because there's lots of things that of course we would like to start, but hey, I still want to crochet, I still want to knit, I still have to work, you know. So that is going to be all for my 2020 WIP Parade. I hope you enjoyed seeing my 14 pieces that I have currently in my rotation, as well as my one I will be starting tomorrow for New Year's. So that is all for me. If you liked what you see, I hope you will subscribe. And come join me for our next floss tube. Hopefully I'll be back for a floss tube in about 2 weeks-ish. That's kind of what I'm hoping to do every 2 weeks. Once a month just seems to be like, there's just too much that I have to try and remember. So that's gonna be all from me. I hope you guys have a very safe New Year's. I'll be home hanging out with my family, which is my favorite place to be anyways. And let's see what, hopefully 2021 is a little bit better for everybody than 2020 has. So that is all. Please remember your mental health does matter, and to make time for yourself every day in whatever form that will be for you. So I will see you guys in the new year. Bye.